Hello everyone, this is Lerone Kuntz and I'm back on the stoop. I'm here to bring you some information about a case that is developing in New York City. A New York City correction captain has been charged with criminally negligent homicide in the death of an inmate at Manhattan Detention Complex. The captain's name is Rebecca Hillman and the inmate's name is Ryan Wilson. And this captain is being charged with criminally negligent homicide as well as offering a false instrument for fouling in the first degree, meaning that she filed a false report. And both of these charges are felonies and they carry anywhere from probation to 4 years. So she is facing serious charges. The district attorney indicted her on April 26th, and he also came out with a press release concerning the indictment and explaining what she's been indicted for. And I'm going to read that now so you understand the charges. According to court documents and statements made on the record, Hillman was a DOC captain at MDC in the unit where Ryan Wilson was assigned housing. On the afternoon of November 22nd, 2020, Hillman decided to have Mr. Wilson moved to another housing unit after an argument with another inmate. Mr. Wilson, who remained locked in his cell pending the move, fashioned a noose out of a bed sheet and attached it to a light fixture. After calling an officer over, Mr. Wilson climbed on a stool, put the noose around his neck, and threatened to hang himself if Hillman would not come and let him out of his cell. The officer attempted to calm Mr. Wilson and called Hillman to inform her that she was needed immediately in the housing unit. Instead, Hillman went into the control room where she began filling out paperwork. After waiting for approximately 10 minutes, Mr. Wilson moved onto his bed, his neck in a noose, began a countdown, and jumped off the bed. The officer, who was outside the cell talking to Mr. Wilson, called for the cell to be opened immediately so he could cut him down. A few moments later, Hillman emerged from the control room while the cell door remained shut and told the other inmates that Mr. Wilson was fine and was playing. Then Hillman signaled to the officer in the control room to open the cell door. When the door opened 1 minute later, Hillman ordered the officer not to enter and said that Mr. Wilson was faking it because he was still breathing. At this point, Hillman called for non-emergency backup and ordered the door closed while Mr. Wilson remained hanging inside the locked cell. Hillman then left the area to go on her usual rounds. After about 15 minutes after Mr. Wilson jumped, Hillman finally gave the order to open the cell again and called for a medical team. Officers in the area cut Mr. Wilson down, felt a faint pulse, and began chest compressions. When the medical personnel arrived a few minutes later, Mr. Wilson was already dead. After the incident, Hillman filed an official report that falsely stated Mr. Wilson had asked to be moved to another unit, that she had the cell door reopened and had Mr. Wilson cut down immediately after the cell door was closed. And that is the statement from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Captain Hillman was indicted on the charges of criminally neglect homicide and offering a false instrument for fouling in the first degree, which are both Class E felonies. So I'm going to leave it there for now, but when I come back, I want to talk about what I think really happened or what you think really happened. And I want to get into the Correction Department's policy on suicide prevention. So until next time, as always, peace and stay safe.
This has been On the Stoop with Lerone Kuntz. Be sure to check out our sponsor, jailkeychains.com, for the best items created to honor correctional officers because COs are heroes.